Ah yes, it's time for another album ranking. Today we are ranking none other than the alternative metal hard rock band Breaking Benjamin. Breaking Benjamin are one of my favourite bands of all time. Well, they were one of my favourite bands of all time back 10 years ago when I was really into them. I was really into that heavy rock, hard rock sound of Breaking Benjamin, Seven Dust and all those other bands when I was a teenager, and I just really enjoyed the sound, loved their lyrics. Breaking Benjamin was such an awesome band to really get into, an awesome gateway to get into metal as well for me. I revisited Breaking Benjamin this week and I had a blast. I had a blast listening to the discography again. And in my opinion, there is not one bad album by this band. Now, we got 6 albums to rank today, and we're not ranking Aura, because Aura is only a compilation album. I did listen to that album. I listened to the album, but I wasn't really impressed. It's basically them reimagining songs from their past albums, and it's mainly all acoustic. The repetitive factor is not there. I never want to go back to this fucking album, so I'm not ranking Aura. Aura can get in the bin. But anyway, we have 6 albums to rank today, from the worst Breaking Benjamin album to the best Breaking Benjamin album. Coming at number 6 is We Are Not Alone. This album is a good album, but there are some weaknesses. The production on this album sounds incredibly thin. Like, the production isn't really in depth. Although there are some good songs on this album, like So Cold, Follow, Firefly, which has a really melodic, catchy chorus. And then you got the ballad Forget It, which is awesome. I just love the overall build-up of that song that leads onto that chorus. Really nice, intricate guitar moments. And then, of course, you got Sooner or Later, another catchy song. But then you got forgettable songs like Breakdown, Away. Then you got Rain. This song, Rain. Yeah, I'm going to say it now that this is the worst Breaking Benjamin song they have ever. This is the worst Breaking Benjamin song. The worst Breaking Benjamin song. Rain, rain, go away. I mean, what the fuck were they thinking with that song? Yeah, Rain can get in the fucking bin, to be honest, because quite frankly, that song is a terrible song by Breaking Benjamin. And yeah, I never want to hear it. I heard it again this week and I said, oh God, what the hell were they thinking? Yeah, so We Are Not Alone has a very strong half, but a weaker half. And this is the only album that I don't really want to go back to with Breaking Benjamin. The only songs I go back to is Follow, Firefly, Break My 4, Sooner or Later, or Forget It. That's it. And plus So Cold and Simple Design, the rest can get in the bin because Honestly, I can't deal with this album, so We Are Not Alone goes last. Next up is Ember, their latest album. Yeah, this album is a pretty good album. You could say this is probably the heaviest Breaking Benjamin album. The production on this album is a lot better than We Are Not Alone, but the songwriting is just a bit lackluster in my opinion. Although Breaking Benjamin become quite heavy on this album, it seems they don't execute on the songwriting department in my opinion. There are some really awesome songs like Feed the Wolf, Red Cold River, Tourniquet, and then you got Psycho, which has a really nice guitar solo in it. Like, the first half of this album is pretty fucking strong, but when you get to the Dark of You, which is very slow and melancholic, and this what splits the album apart in my opinion, because it seems like all the energy is gone off this album once you get to Dark of You, and the Dark of You is a huge ball buster. The album does get a little bit stronger as you get Blood, Save Yourself, Close Your Eyes. Yeah, so the intro and outros on this album are very interesting in my opinion, because they absolutely nailed it with Phobia, with the intros and outros, but they could have at least stopped the intros and outros throughout, because in my opinion, the intros and outros of Ember don't really need those intros and outros in my opinion. You don't really need them. But overall, it's a pretty good album. I do enjoy it, but it is my second weakest album. Next up is Dark Before Dawn. Again, you got the intro and outro on this album, but it does seamlessly fit within the atmospheric tone. Yeah, this is a pretty atmospheric album. I really do enjoy it. Like, I love the acoustic elements on this album and got some amazing moments on this album. Is very strong and Ben's vocals are absolutely fantastic. This is the comeback by Breaking Benjamin. Holy shit, they came back, didn't they? They hit you in the fucking face on this album. Although this was my least favorite album once, it's now up there to be in the middle now. This has really grown on me throughout the years, and I really do enjoy it. I love Angels Fall, Failure, Breaking the Silence, Bury Me Alive, and that beautiful ballad Ashes of Eden, so damn good. And the flow of this album as well. Production's pretty good, and it's just got a different tone, this album. And the lyrics on this LP are pretty strong. And like I said, Ben's vocals are absolutely fucking incredible on this. I just love it incorporates harsh and aggressive vocals, and I just love the pure emotion he conveys. And yeah, so it's a pretty tight and cohesive album. There's nothing really much I can complain about. I enjoyed listening to it again, and it's a fantastic album. Next up is Saturate. This is a fantastic album. This is the most different Breaking Benjamin album in my opinion. This is the debut album. Although it doesn't have the melodicism than the other Breaking Benjamin albums I have mentioned, this album reminds me of something out of Tool, especially the overall production and the guitar riffs as well. Yeah, it's a really cool album. I just love at times there are some soaring choruses. Wish I May, and one of my favorite songs, Medicate. I love the chorus. Polyamorous, so damn good. In my opinion, there's not one bad song on Saturate. I just love how every single song is pretty solid. Ben Bailey's vocals are absolutely fantastic on this as well. Although his vocals aren't as good as Phobia's or Agony's, I just feel that, yeah, this is definitely one of the stronger Breaking Benjamin albums, and it was so good to hear Home Again. And then you got Shallow Bay. But yeah, it's another solid album by Breaking Benjamin. Next up is Agony. Agony is such an awesome album. Really love Ben Bailey's vocals on this. Overall, he incorporates harsh aggressive vocals as well, cleaner vocals. I Will Not Bow is absolutely fantastic song. You got Agony as well. Give Me a Sign. I love the pure emotion he conveys, and the lyrics are pretty strong as well, talking about a relationship. Anthem of Angels has a soaring melodic chorus. Yeah, this incorporates more melancholy moments on this album, and this album really reminds me of something out of Catatonia in my opinion, because I just love the overall riffs on this album. At times they incorporate more doomy elements. It's just a really enjoyable LP. You have intricate instrumental moments on this, but at times you got string arrangements on some of these songs, like Without You, to close off the album. They incorporate orchestral elements, and it just makes this album quite epic, melancholic, and at times melodic. And finally, my favorite Breaking Benjamin album is no surprise, it's Phobia. This is a perfect album, perfect Breaking Benjamin album. There's just so much to enjoy on this, and Ben Bailey's vocals are fantastic. We have a new drummer that comes in called Chad. He actually absolutely dominates on the drums. The instrumentals are absolutely fantastic. You got amazing songs like The Diary of Jane, then you got Breath, then you got You, Evil Angel, Until the End, Dance with the Devil, at times those grungy riffs on Dance with the Devil, Topless, Here We Are, that melodic, that soaring melodic chorus. Then you got Unknown Soldier, Had Enough, You Fight Me, and to end off you got Phobia, the outro. Yeah, this album is absolutely fantastic. It's a concept album as well, dealing with Ben's phobias. And I just love the pure emotion he provides throughout this album. The beautiful vocals as well, incorporating at times the harsher vocals, which create the element of surprise towards the listener. Just love the flourishing guitar moments on this album, and the production is on point. Everything sounds perfect. At times they incorporate more atmosphere, but it's not as atmospheric as Dark Before Dawn. But of course there is a little bit of atmosphere on this album. At times some really nice clean guitars, and I just love at times the guitar reverb on this LP. But yeah, Phobia is my #1 Breaking Benjamin album. Comment below your favorite Breaking Benjamin album. Do you agree or disagree in my opinion? Keep discussion going in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next one.